Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. I got a quick shot, and then I'll be coming back at y'all later. In the heavyweight division, we had the fight between Alexander Usyk and Daniel Dubois, and we know that it ended in a little controversy. Well, it didn't end in controversy. Well, Usyk won the fight hands down, but we had the infamous low blow, and everybody, we got two sides of it. Some say it's low, some says it doesn't. It doesn't really matter, right? Because the only thing that could have happened if it really was a low blow would have been of a rematch, and I don't think we all need that. I think Daniel Dubois needs to do some rehabilitation, in my opinion, and it's not only my opinion. Coming from heavyweight contender and a good heavyweight contender, Zhilei Shang. Zhilei Shang is that Chinese guy who, was in the fight against Herkovich, controversial loss to Herkovich, but then going and stopping Joe Joyce, which ain't nobody else gonna do to the Juggernaut. If you stopped, Joe Joyce, then that's something on your ledger that you should be proud of. Because Joe Joyce, we know one thing about Joe Joyce, he got punch resistance, right? We do all know that. So Shang had beaten him, and he got the rematch coming up. And he was asked about the Usyk Dubois situation. His whole point was like, Daniel Dubois has to work on heart. And that's coming from a boxer. That's coming from a Chinese person that's not over here in the Western side here and all the media, what everybody else thinks. It's coming from a boxer. And I thought that was pertinent because with Daniel Dubois, even though he lost to Joe Joyce back in the day with an eye socket injury, and we always say you got to keep fighting. But everyone who says you got to keep fighting with an eye socket injury when your eye socket's broke are people who probably haven't been boxing when you had an eye socket broke. Because I know if my eye socket was broken, my eye's moving funny in there and the whole skull is moving, you're going to probably want to stop and fight to live to see another day. But in boxing, things like that can be called quitting, right? We saw it happen to Kell Brook with Gennady Golovkin, who, even though he was whooping Golovkin's butt, but that eye socket stopped him. Then that also stopped him in the Errol Spence match. Then we had, but it didn't stop Inoue when he was fighting Donaire. His was also cracked. But Daniel Dubois took a knee and had to quit. And so now this fight, with him not being hit by super hard punches and also kind of giving up, is giving him a label that we don't really want a boxer to have. But with that label, it's going to have to, for him to get rid of that, he's going to have to be into a barn burner fight and win the barn burner fight. You see what I'm saying? That's what's going to have to happen to him. And going forward, let's see what happens. I think Zhilei Shang is on to something. But we don't want to call a man a quitter. But I guarantee you, amongst his boxing colleagues, he's going through it a little bit. So he's going to have to be in a couple of fights, and a couple of fights where it's going back and forth. Because we all see that he's kind of like a front runner. As soon as things get bad, then he quits. We don't want to see that from Daniel Dubois. So let's wish him well, but we'll wish him that he don't take a rematch against Usyk right now. Couple of other fights to get his confidence back, and let's hopefully we can see him in a seesaw battle, that we can see him come from adversity and win the fight. I think that's what will be the best rehabilitation for the man. Y'all feeling that? Doma Sports Talk worldwide, and I'm up out of here, y'all.